Anyone who's been married for 38 years, like me and Joy, knows that the romance period doesn't last forever. It wears off. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing bad about that. It's just natural. You can't put two humans together sharing space and sharing a life for too long before inevitably conflicts will arise because I like to do this and you like to do that, and I like to watch this and you like to watch that, and I like the house this way and you like the house that way. And those are the things we start to encounter in the romance period. Now, the romance period is characterized by this intense feeling of attraction and love, right? Remember it? Some of us old people, it was a long time ago. But there's just this, she's my knight in shining armor. She's my everything. And you can't get enough of the other person. They can do no wrong. You want to be with them every second. You want to be close to them all the time, right? That's the romance period. When the conflicts start to arise, we begin to enter phase two of marriage or love, which is the breakdown period. And if we hang in there long enough through all the breakdowns that need to be resolved and worked through and compromised through and communicated through together, eventually we arrive at phase three of love or marriage, which I believe is the reason God invented marriage. Phase three, the unconditional love phase, where we have a chance to learn and discover how to accept another human being exactly the way they are without trying to change them, without trying to change what they think, without trying to change what they do, their behaviors, but just love them with no conditions. Forgiveness is exactly like that. One of the places where human beings get most stuck with forgiveness. You ever been stuck in the mud? I got stuck in the mud up north once. That's a story for another day. You spin your wheels. It's a sinking feeling, right? You just can't get out. Your car is stuck, and the more you hit the gas, the deeper you go in the mud, right? You can't get out. I think that is what this is one of the places where people get stuck in the mud with forgiveness, where they spin their wheels sometimes for months or years or a lifetime and can't get out. And that place is this. They we tend to think forgiveness is a feeling, and if I don't feel it, if I'm not feeling it, I can't forgive him. I don't feel forgiving. There's mornings, few and far between, but when I wake up out of a dream of what Dan may have done to Jesse, on those mornings I don't feel it. I don't feel forgiving, right? I may feel angry, I may feel resentful, I may feel hateful, I may feel sad or traumatized, whatever it is, and I don't feel forgiving. But that doesn't invalidate my commitment to forgive. And it doesn't invalidate your commitment to forgive. How we feel, just like the romance period. Joy doesn't wake up every morning. I know me. I know the real me, unlike you guys know me. Only Joy knows the real me. She probably knows me better than I know me. And I'm sure she doesn't wake up every morning just head over heels, madly in love, can't wait to be with me, can't get enough of me after 38 years, right? Because she knows me. But yet she brings herself every day to our marriage. She brings her commitment to it. And I do too. I bring, because we're not driven by our feelings, we're driven by our commitments. Can you imagine if you were a feelings driven being? Our feelings do this, right? I don't know if that's fitting in my phone here. Our feelings are up and down and all over the map all day long. But our commitments are our compass. Our commitments are what we can true ourselves to. And it's just like that with forgiveness. When I don't feel it with Dan, when I don't feel like forgiving him, it doesn't invalidate the fact that I have said, that I have taken a stand in this life, that who I am is forgiveness. And I'm going to bring it to the most unforgivable situations. And a funny thing happens when we do that, when we operate according not to our feeling, but according to our commitment. Funny thing happens, our feelings tend to start to line up with it. I have more peace and more joy than I ever had in life before this horrible bomb went off in our life 10 years ago when Dan killed Jesse. And I believe it's a direct result of operating not from how I feel on any given day, but from my commitment about who I want to be. if you're stuck in the mud, if you can't forgive because of the way you feel, consider that your forgiveness is your choice and it has nothing to do with how you feel. You may not feel it, but that doesn't keep you stuck in the mud. You can choose to forgive and be your commitment to forgive anyway.